It's that time again to take a ride. So, what's going on, guys? It is another weekend. It's time for a couple new videos. And today I want to talk about a subject that I think most people know about, but I've gotten quite a few messages and a couple posts asking about it, saying, hey Sledge, what is a bolt-on? No, it's not something girls do to make themselves look better. Well, Urban Dictionary thinks that. But bolt-ons are basically items that you can bolt onto your vehicle and not do anything else. So no modification, no fabrication, no custom fitting things, no tuning your vehicle. It's just straight up like, I bought an item, I either unbolted off a different item to replace it with, or I bought an item to bolt on top of another item. So a lot of people classify bolt-ons in different ways. Because you can technically bolt on a supercharger, or you can bolt on a turbocharger, or dual turbos. If the system is made for your car, you technically wouldn't have to fabricate anything like your dump pipes and all that stuff. So most people don't qualify superchargers and turbochargers as part of being the bolt-on world. I myself don't feel superchargers or turbochargers are technically considered bolt-ons, but then again, you can also get into a different terminology, which people will call stage one upgrades for your car. So you may have heard the term, my car's full stage one. That's basically full bolt-ons with a tune. Now, as I said earlier, most people don't consider bolt-on something that would require a tune, but I just wanted to throw that out there, as it may be a terminology you've heard someone say when talking about bolt-ons. So, for the purposes of this video, having a stage one car, I wouldn't consider a full bolt-on, because they do usually tune a car that is stage one to get the best performance out of all of those bolt-ons. But a stage one car is basically all bolt-on parts. Now, let's look at the car from a whole as what can a bolt-on be. Now, bolt-ons can be anything under the hood, exhaust, brakes, technically rims, any other additions such as those. So for this car, you can get a cold air intake, you can get your ported throttle body, you could do an intake manifold, you can do headers, basically like cat deletes, you could do muffler replacement, an X-pipe install, new brakes, new calipers, new rims. Those basically cover off, I believe, all the different types of bolt-ons you could do. Basically, if it bolts on, doesn't require any tuning, that's a bolt-on. Now, no one in their right mind would get a turbocharger or a supercharger and not tune the vehicle, because the vehicle would just not be set up for all that forced air, and why the heck would you do that? Like, that makes zero sense. That's higher stage. You're getting into stage 2, stage 3 style cars. But as far as bolt-ons go, you know, I'll be doing a full gamut on this car. I'll be doing cold air intake, I will be doing a new grille, I will be doing a ported throttle body, I'll be porting my intake manifold to see the performance there. So I'll be bolting that on. I actually have a new intake to port, so I can keep the stock one as is. I'll be doing potentially headers, but I'm going to try to do the port and coating on the tri-Y headers that come with the car first. See how the performance gain happens there, if any. I'll be doing secondary, so the secondary cat removal would not be considered a bolt-on, because they are literally going to cut the pipe and weld just a straight pipe in its place. So that is not considered a bolt-on. But I will be testing out cat delete test pipes just to see what the performance increase is and to highlight the potential performance holdback that the catalytic converter setup does does impose on the vehicle. Sorry, could not think of words. But I'll be doing a active fuel management delete. Now, I'm not deleting it off the motor, but as far as the valves in the exhaust line. So the valve, why can I not think of it? But basically the flaps, they'll pull those apart and put the unit on the outside of the exhaust with the setup. So it will still activate as the AFM activates, but the valves and everything in line will be removed. And then also I'll do a full, I'm going to be doing full catback upgrades, but I'll have an axle back setup that will keep the dual mode exhaust functionality of the flaps with the drive mode and all that stuff. So those are my full list of bolt-ons. As far as that, I am thinking about putting the 6-piston brakes on the front end. Probably won't do that until the future, until I really potentially get into going down to the racetracks and stuff like that and actually driving the car. But yeah, so that's how I define bolt-ons. Again, going into the realm of tuning your vehicle and putting a supercharger, turbochargers and all that stuff, I honestly feel that's you're getting into a different stratosphere of items. So as far as bolt-ons for the 2016 Camaro, that was my list. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have a different meaning of what bolt-ons are? Do you guys feel some items could be considered bolt-ons? I know some guys talk about like replacing your camshaft, but like that requires you to pull the motor, and like it's not just a quick and easy bolt-on. Technically, you're not modifying or fabricating any parts, because a new camshaft, you're literally just pulling out the old one and sliding the new one in. So what do you guys think of that? You know, like, are there other items like that? You know, you can even get into new heads and new valves and new pistons. Technically, you bolt those on, but most people will consider if you have to open up the engine, that's beyond a bolt-on. So there's a lot of parts around the motor, including the intake manifold, the cooler intake, and all that stuff that bolt on basically to the top of the motor. But once you break that seal into the motor, you're getting into a different territory, I feel. Now, if you disagree, let me know. But so yeah. So as always, leave comments in the below. You guys have been driving some pretty interesting conversations. I love it all. I do have my full 2016 Camaro review incoming. It's going to be the most honest and brutal review I think that is currently available online. And yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. So like, share, comment. I appreciate all the subscribes. And as always, guys, I'll see you on the road.